I know I'm not the only one when I say things have gotten worse. Like, everything on a mass scale has gotten worse. I'd even argue that they have intentionally gotten worse. Not consistently either, exponentially. Like, literally like that. That's how fast it's getting worse. It's like getting worse faster than ever before. And I know I'm not making that up, and I also know it's a rational feeling to have right now, and it's a super rational argument to make. I think so many people have made themselves so numb that they just can't even see what's around them anymore. And like maybe that's like a blissful numbness, to be able to keep finding the joy, keep keeping that positive mindset. But it's still a numbness because I don't know, like genuinely, like it feels like it's happening on an individual scale and a global scale too, because everything happening really big also happens really tiny, and that's how the pattern continues for X amount of time. But we can argue, we know the economy's gotten worse, prices have gotten worse, housing has gotten worse, food has gotten worse, the climate has gotten worse, entertainment has gotten worse. Music, I don't know. Kind of depends who you ask. Technology has gotten worse. Clothing, shopping, everything. I feel as if every sector of life. Worse, and also the cost is higher. The quality is worse and the cost is higher, and you're getting less and less and less in return for the more and more and more you give. Who said that? I don't know. But everyone's saying, why does everything feel so off? Why does everything feel so weird? I just haven't felt normal, felt good. That is actually the normal response. That's genuinely the rational, awake response. And it seems like we're always trying to treat the individual. If one person says that, we'll say, oh, like, why don't you, like, try going on a walk, or getting off your phone, or doing this, or, oh, like, did you talk about that in therapy, or just, like, individual things, instead of stepping back and being like, wait, maybe it's not out of nowhere, it's not a personal, individual thing, but it's just a normal response to a fucking insane world. And that alone should wake people up, right? Because staying, like, informed, as we call it, shouldn't literally cost you your mental health. It shouldn't cost you feeling good that day, feeling like life is worth living that day. That alone should make people go, wait, like, but that's what we've been normalized to. That is our fucking standard, bro. And we are all consistently consenting to that being the standard by continuing to be numb about it. By continuing to look away. I feel like I go back and forth all the time between being like, it's not anyone's responsibility, like, you can't force anyone to care. And the thing is, that's very true. But then, like, a part of me, I guess, is also like grieving the fact that like if more people just were like a little more angry, then it wouldn't feel so meaningless. It wouldn't also feel so isolating. And it wouldn't make me feel as crazy. Because I know I'm not. It's just like our Overton window, is that what it's called? Is so fucking distorted. Is that Izzy? It's so distorted that we don't even realize the things we tolerate anymore. We don't realize it. We don't realize how bad it is. Even though we are literally admitting it between the lines by saying, it's too much to stay informed. You're saying what you can't say, what you won't say. Even despite all that, things keep getting worse. It's like, how long can you close your eyes until it pries them dead open? You know what I mean? Because eventually it will. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Would you rather it be now because you chose it, or then when you're gonna act fucking shocked out of your mind because you're shocked, like my entire world is falling apart because you covered your ears when others were screaming earlier, saying, look what's happening. That's kind of, there's always like a price to pay for I don't know if that's a price you pay or if it's just a consequence of willful ignorance. I also say that like I know I've been in that position where I just didn't really want to know, and I didn't really want to keep reading. And it is crazy the amount of lies that we've been fed, the amount of deception that this reality is built on is beyond your imagination. Beyond what you could think possible. Okay, but it's true. I mean, it's falling apart. It's falling apart right now. Which is why everything is getting worse faster. Because it can't sustain itself anymore. It's eating itself alive. And judgment is fucking here. It's time. But like, dude, like, don't you want to wake up? Wouldn't you like to see justice be served at least instead of be left in the dark and never, I don't know. So yeah, everything's getting worse faster, and if it doesn't feel bad now, it's gonna get worse faster. But also this cycle is coming to a close, so it's gonna get better. But we are in a time right now where it is more important to see behind the wall behind the wall. I don't even know what that means, but it is more important than ever to know what's happening. And not just know the story, not know the story that they say that's happening. You can't just know the story that they're telling you, the mainstream narrative. That's not what's happening. Okay? You have to read the subtext of what's happening. You have to read the invisible ink. You have to probably get your heart broken a lot before you get there. It's gonna be hard, but it's worth it. At least for me, it has been super worth it. Because you see how it all has a purpose. It's all serving a greater purpose. But it took me a lot of fucking pain to get here. I have to laugh so I don't cry. But you gotta pay attention. Because attention is the key to your free will. If you don't pay attention, you're not free. That could be a whole nother video, and I might actually do that. If you don't pay attention, you never will be, bro.